I wanted to share with you, Unwanted Access is now in general availability, and you're starting to see the very beginning of a new flavor of Huntress. So remember, when we come to the plate at Huntress, our whole goal is to be able to only deliver you incidents that are high fidelity. This is the problem. We've analyzed it. We don't call this like, hey, here's an alert. We call this managed ITDR. What we learned during the process is if you think your SOC can ever just do things solo without collaborating, that's like an agency. Has anybody ever worked with like a marketing agency before? You give them stuff, they give you stuff back, but they're not really with you the whole, way. They don't care if their campaign worked or not. They don't care if the ad was usable. Some of you've probably done like ad campaigns and you've had these crap agencies. We don't work that way at Huntress. We want to be your true partner. And what we learned is during this process, we really, really cannot only be, hey, you're managed player in this. We can't do it. We have to be your partner. And this is something that we had to ask ourselves, how do we do it? So what's wild is no matter what product that Huntress maintains or releases in the future, we have a new thing coming out called Escalations. And some of you have already asked about it. See and hear an unwanted access. This is, by the way, everybody got this for free. This isn't an upsell. We don't do that bullshit here at Huntress. And what we learned is in cases where we know, we can actually send you full incidents. But when we don't know of something, when it's impossible to be able to jump into stuff, we need to escalate that decision to you. And it's a one-off. And so some of you probably notice we're not perfect at this yet, but across all of our products, when we see something, so think about like if you're on the EDR side, and even though we know you're using, I don't know, maybe you use Screen Connect for your remote access, but we just saw TeamViewer show in. We need to be able to ask you the question, yo, is TeamViewer allowed here? And is it allowed on this computer? Is it allowed on this, organization, or is it allowed across all your accounts? When we ask you that question one time with an escalation, we're going to be able to save your response, save it to the appropriate level, and make all our decisions after that on your behalf. We don't need to ask you 9,000 times of the same question. What we learned is you would not believe the amount of shady VPNs that are happening in your networks. And the countries that where you think you're not getting escalations from, most people think, I put conditional access. Well, you forget. Hackers know you are only allowing access from the US here. So what do? They log in through some shady hide my ass VPN from the US and they wreck your conditional access. So we are working for escalations to actually come to you and say, yo, you've never said, or maybe you've even said, I expect access from the US. But remember, expected at Huntress isn't the same thing as allowed. It's not a blanket allow. Expected means, okay, we expect it, but still scrutinize it because there's no such thing. Like if you think about impossible travel, you expect things, but turns out sometimes your apps are like, oh, I didn't realize that app was actually serviced in a data center in the EU. You might have authentications coming from Microsoft 365 all day because there's a data center or an app coming from a country you didn't even know. So this is our way of saying, yo, you have hide my ass running through here or whatever the other 9,000 different things that can go. And what's exciting about this is we can actually go, and this is fully live, so we can actually tell you, here's your most common VPN. And we only have to ask this to you once. I will tell you, we're not perfect. If anybody's seeing it with some of the chat, Michael came in here and said, whoa, we had this happen a couple weeks back, but we had like 10 clients get escalations all at once. We realize it's not perfect. And so what we're working on is how do we batch these things? This isn't like a YOLO, do it one time. You'll see like fast forward the next, 2 product labs, we'll probably be showing you what's coming out. But if you haven't done this, this is a big surprise. And we'll tell you, we don't want to hit you with 9 different escalations, but it is a rude awakening when all of a sudden you discover for the first time, I thought I knew what was going on with my Microsoft 365 environment. And what we've learned is now that we have 1 million, by the way, we have 1 million paid identities. Most of us don't actually know what's going on. And that's, by the way, not like, that's no shade. It's really hard to know what's going on times 1 million things.